Well, it's that time again. Time to say goodbye to probably one of the best years of my life. Not gonna lie, it's been quite a good year for me personally, both physically, spiritually, mentally. Well, actually, maybe not that last one, but spiritually and physically, it's been a great year. And yeah, it's that time again. It's time to end the year, and I figured I'd record one last video just to round out the end of the year. And I wanted to go back through the past several years, or not several years. What am I saying? I haven't done this in a while. Okay. Um. Yeah, I wanted to go back through the past year and just talk about it. So without further ado, let's talk. Overall, this past year has been pretty wild. The start of the story doesn't actually start at the beginning of the year. It starts at about November of the previous year. I'd been running the Vault Hunter series for a couple of months, not gonna lie. And just overall, it was a fun, interesting series. Isn't that right, Max? It was a fun, interesting series. I was enjoying it. I was having a good old time. But it didn't seem like anybody else was enjoying it. I wasn't getting the feedback or the likes or anything, and it just felt like I was wasting my time with that series. So I decided to quit, and not just quit the Vault Hunter series, but just quit YouTube in general because I couldn't tell if there were people out there who actually enjoy my content. And so that led to an existential crisis, which I shut down my channel for quite a long time. Ay, ay, ay. It was a mess. It was a nightmare. But it needed to happen. It was the Lord's will, so I just had to accept that it was the Lord's will and move on. I'm disappointed I can't eat this cookie. But anyway, I needed to move on. And so I took a long time to rethink some things and reconsider some different options, and eventually I made my return to YouTube. 3 months after the initial creeper incident, which was, according to YouTube Studio, the last thing I posted before the actual shutdown post that I made, which I do believe is still up. Became February, started back up again with the Vault Hunter series, transferring to the 1.18 version. Except this time, I had a friend. I know I'm not talking about you, Max. Johnny was on. Me and Johnny purchased a slightly expensive server, and we played Vault Hunters for quite a long time. And by a long time, I mean until March. The end of March. We played it for about a month, 2 months, kind of, more or less. And we had a lot of fun. It was a good world. Johnny did an absolute wonderful job on the base. We made a lot more progress. Had some fun on streams. It was a good time, just overall. And unfortunately, things started going downhill from there. Like, the start of the series did great. A lot of people, well, I say a lot, 7 people watched the original video by the time I made the second one. I'm getting hungry. Let me just throw some pork chop on the grill. Yeah, a couple of people watched the first episode and got a lot of likes. Second episode came out, not as many views. And then by the time we got to episode 17 of that series, it seemed like it was going back downhill, and I was facing another potential crisis. But by the will of the Lord, I handled it differently. Instead of looking at everyone else and blaming them for not watching my videos, I needed to look inside. I needed to look at myself in the mirror. Actually, I do actually have a mirror in here. Whoop, now I just spoiled how this is done. I needed to look at myself in the mirror. Just pretend this is the mirror view. Anyway, and when I saw what I was doing, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed I felt so bad, and I needed to apology. So on April 22nd, I released the apology video, and that was the last video for a little bit of a while. The next video I released was the start of this series, actually, the Let's Talk series. I wanted to make a talk show, and well, here we are. I forgot to turn the stove on. And I don't want pork chop anymore. Let's see. Yeah, let's get some chicken cooking. Nice, delicious chicken. I love chicken. Chicken's the best. So let's see. Where was I? We got a bowl. We got some nice chicken. Am I making this right? No, I'm not. I'm pretty sure there's other ingredients. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah. I needed to apologize, and then I started the Let's Talk series, which was kind of like me experimenting with like different video styles and whatnot. It's just like a talking series. I think it turned out all right. I loved the video starring this guy, my dog Max. I think that's a good candidate for my video of the year, actually. Which, on the topic, let me know down in the comments for those of you who've watched majority of my content this year. Like, what kind of video? What videos stand out? Was it a short or a live stream or something like that, or just a video? What would you suggest as content of the year? I guess. I'm curious. I'm curious what you think was my best for the year. Let me know down in the comments. I would most definitely love to read them. But anyway, moving on. Let me just double check the calendar. Okay, yeah. So after the apology video, I took what looks like another month of a break. I'm looking at YouTube Studio right now, just like off to the side of my bonus monitor. I wish YouTube didn't separate the videos and streams, and I could just like view them all as I uploaded them. I guess I could just look at the main channel then. Nope, it's the same way. Never mind. So anyway, after the apology video, I decided if I was gonna give YouTube another go, I needed to take it a little bit more casually, a little bit like loose end. So a lot of the content that I released this year was not meant for success, and I wasn't intending it to do quite well. But I still wanted to do it because I knew there were people who genuinely cared about my content, and I knew there was a Johnny who still wanted to hang out and have fun. So we went at the Vault Hunters thing again. We started a new world, and we had a lot of fun. And although I don't have either of the original worlds anymore, for various reasons, I do still have those streams. And I think the main focus for that series for me was kind of trying things out with a program called mCreator, which allows you to make custom mods for yourself without coding. So I was just kind of like experimenting with that and like adding things to Vault Hunters that would better beneficiate the game. And I guess I could mention, for the Vault Hunter series, I never got around to explaining the actual intention of the lore that I had planned. So with the whole volcanologist thing and the story arc with that, I never did really explain what that was going to be, and quite frankly, I don't feel like explaining it here. The idea, I still think it's a good idea, what I had in mind, and I'm gonna save it for another time. It's a story. I need to get a new cameraman. It's a story for another day. But long story short, it was like there was a tragic incident at this volcano, and there was ancient ruins, and then me and Johnny, as we go along, like progress what happened, like uncover stuff and kind of like figure out what happened, and eventually that would lead us to like a secret chamber underground. And then that would have been like a crazy like custom made dungeon or vault or whatever out of the Hearthstone material. It was a whole idea, and I'm not gonna go into the details, but yeah, it was a crazy story. And I'm gonna save it for another day in case I want to use the idea for a different project. Pork chop? I'm just gonna pick that up. Does Max want a pork chop? Yes, you want a pork chop. You're such a good boy. Oh, you're at max. You're at max health. Your tail's up. Max is at max. You're such a good boy. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Vault Hunter streams. So with the Vault Hunter streams, we had a lot of fun together. We were planning on making a volcano. Well, I was planning on making a volcano base. Johnny was Johnny was polite enough to go along with my own shenanigans. So I thank you, Johnny. Thank you for tolerating my shenanigans throughout this year. It's been fun. Maybe next year. Actually, yeah, next year I'll let you call the shots next year because I'm all burnt out. I'm all burnt out. I'm curious to see what we can do next year. But anyway, the Vault Hunter series, the second live Vault Hunter series, that went on. Not the second. It was the first. It was the only live Vault Hunter series. I had two normal series. Anyway, that went on until about midway through June, and then I remember distinctly Johnny went on vacation for a decent time, and unfortunately, that left me streaming by myself. And that's one thing I've learned about myself just over this past year or so. I don't like streaming by myself. I mean, it's like it's okay because I get to like chat with people and chat and whatnot. But if there's no one in chat to watch, or well, yeah, just because like people are busy or whatever and they can't just pop into the stream whenever, it's just very lonesome. So just I enjoy streaming by myself. Or what? Cut that out. That's a blooper. I enjoy streaming with Johnny as opposed to streaming by myself. But that led me to I needed something to do, so I figured I'd go through some of the old adventure maps. And although we never got to Into the Stars 2 or to Shiverburn for obvious reasons, as a part of that stroll down memory lane, it was still fun going back through some of those old series. And then when Johnny came back from vacation at the beginning of July, we went back to the arcade and we just played a bunch of games, just me, him, and Johnny. Or this is another blooper. Just me, Paul, and Johnny, I think. So let's see, is the chicken done? I've got the chicken. I'm still hungry. What's for it? Bake a potato or something. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing stuff in the oven, letting it cook. So anyway, so after Johnny came back from his vacation, we tried getting back into the Vault Hunters, and we actually did one last final stream, not knowing it was the final stream at about the end of July. And that was the end of the Vault Hunter series. Me and Johnny haven't played Vault Hunters on a stream ever since. We did try out Sky Vaults for a little while. Johnny created a Sky Vault world, and we kind of messed around for a little bit. I didn't bother streaming it because I didn't think it was going to be worth it. But yeah, I was basically done with Vault Hunters at that point. We might go back to Vault Hunters next year. I don't know. It's up to Johnny at this point. But after the Vault Hunters expired, we started the Creativity Challenge, where we get 3 random colors for blocks, and we get 2 random words, an adjective and a noun, and we had an hour to build whatever the adjective and noun was, and then whatever colors we were given. So like an example was, I remember the Chili River. That was, we both kind of had like the same general idea, it's just a river made of chili, and then we just had an hour to build, and it was just fun. I don't remember what the colors were, but I remember red was one of them. That was fun time. Johnny, Johnny, if you're watching this, we should get Ian and Paul onto a server, and we should do a 4-way creativity challenge. That would be nuts. I would totally be down for that if you're up for it. Oh my goodness, look at the time. It's sunset already. I mean, I guess it's been sunset all day, but I'm just gonna drink some milk. There we go. Put an empty bucket back in the fridge because I'm a crazy person. So yeah, I mean, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I'm not gonna punch you. Yeah. I should have given myself more things to do, just pastime. So anyway, we did the creativity challenge for a while, and then eventually, we started getting into other mods. We picked up the Deeper Darker mod, which adds like a custom dimension to the Skulk dimension. or to the deep dark. It's a skulk dimension. It was a lot of fun playing through that with Johnny. It was a 4 episode stream series. 3 of those episodes were in the overworld. The 4th one was actually going to the actual other side dimension. And yeah, we just had a ton of fun just hanging out, playing some Minecraft, getting full netherite, getting enchantments. That was, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the time durations of those. Goodness me, we spent a lot of time. The longest is 5.5 hours, and that's the first one. And then there was like barely any payoff for all the work. It was rough. Goodness me. I don't think if we do mods like that again, Johnny, we'll just skip the overworld grind. There's no point. There's no point. Let's see. What else did we do? Ah, yes. We tried Galacticraft with Player. If you're watching this, sorry that didn't work out. But we had some fun with Bed Wars at least. Might do that again. I doubt it. And then I started working on probably one of the strangest projects I've ever worked on. Well, not really the strangest, but it was definitely a Redstone technical project. Called Loot Runner, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not done yet. I kind of just stopped working on it because a lot of the builds were just very repetitive, and a lot of the map and the dungeon layout would have been just very repetitive, and it just felt like a grind. So I didn't put myself through it. I'm learning that I don't like grinding, and it's getting difficult to do. It's getting difficult to make adventure maps, especially like if it's just a grind. If you just have to grind your teeth and just go on through placing blocks and whatnot, yeah, the payout doesn't seem like it's worthy. I might come back to the project at a later time. I doubt it though. Maybe as me and Johnny actually proposed a really good idea as we go back through some of our older videos and our older builds, and we take those builds and replicate them as like actual like POI tiles. It's an idea. It's a good idea. I have to go back through all the streams and videos though to find everything we've ever built. But it's not a horrible idea. I'm totally down for that. Johnny, if you want to trip down memory lane, um, yeah, we can talk about that. It's not a horrible idea. So yeah, that went. The Loot Runner project went to about midway through September, and then we get into October, and that is when I decided to try something different by picking up the Better Minecraft mod pack. And that's probably the most recent thing that we've done so far, is the Better Minecraft. I think we actually ended, the last time I made a piece of content was the seasonal quests for Better Minecraft, and it turned out alright. I did want to make like a retrospect or like a review video for everything that Better Minecraft included. Well, at least that we played. Maybe I'll sit down with Johnny and we'll just do another episode of Let's Talk in the future. Probably not, but it gave me a lot of good ideas for potential projects that might be coming sometime in the future. Maybe. I don't know. It's just an idea. Now, that wasn't the only thing going on during the Better Minecraft series. We brought back the Among Us shenanigans, and I'm not gonna lie, those were probably my favorite videos to be a part of. I just got as many people as I could just to play Among Us, and we had a decent crew of like 5 to 6 players about, and yeah, we just played Among Us. We started a hide and seek tournament, which was a lot of fun and a crazy riot. A lot of those videos are super long, so I wasn't expecting anybody to like watch the full length of the videos, and I don't think anyone has at this point. Average view duration is about like 30 minutes or so at most, but it was still a fun video. It was still a bunch of fun videos to record and to just hang out with my friends and yeah, stab each other, I guess. It was a fun time. We did 4 of those, and definitely in the new year, I would like to do more. So, Johnny, Ian, we need to get back into Among Us. I would like to do at least one more video before we go separate ways. Yet again. Actually, I don't know if we're... Never mind. And yeah, I think that's it. We're caught up to present day, which means it's all over. yay. It's been such a crazy year on this channel. I'm not gonna lie. That's just on the channel. That's not even including my own personal life. But there's been a lot of crazy things that've been going on. I've been going through a lot of not fun things, a lot of great things, even like as of recent. I mean, even like take Christmas for example. Like we've had, in spite of like all the inflation and nonsense going on right now, we've had one of the biggest Christmases that we've ever had in my lifetime this year. Like normally we do Christmas in phases where we have like a set amount of gifts to open in the morning and then at lunch and then one last gift at the end. That's how we normally do Christmas. But this year we had enough gifts between all of us who are contributing this year to do 4 phases, and it was quite a special year. We've really been blessed with just absolutely everything, and yeah, it's just been an incredible year, and it's sad to say that it's over. Oh yeah, I'm in adventure mode. I can't light these candles. Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, the year's over, and it's time to move on to a new year. It's been a great new year. It's been a great new year. Bloopers. It's been a great year so far. I have a girlfriend now, which, if you're watching, hi. We should hang out sometime this weekend, maybe. We'll see. And a lot of other cool stuff has happened this year, and a lot of not so cool things have happened. I kept a journal this year of everything that was going on because I wanted to document and to like record everything that happened this year, and going through it, there's a lot of fun stuff, and overall it's just been a positive year. I've really been blessed in more ways than I could ever count. Hey, well, that got a little bit emotional. So, but yeah, I guess the only thing left now is to talk about some things coming for 2024. Have y'all heard of Lego Fortnite? Johnny and Paul are begging me to jump in, and I think sometime in January that's gonna happen eventually. I'm not sure. I'm scared. I'm a little bit scared to jump into Lego Fortnite. Like Minecraft is like so familiar to me, and like Fortnite is Fortnite. I don't usually play games with guns, but I've seen some other Minecraft YouTubers pick up Lego Fortnite just for fun, and I'm curious. I'm not like making a full switch. It'd just be one stream or whatever, but it should be an interesting stream. That's definitely coming in whatchamacallit, January. Thank you. What are some other stuff coming in 2024? Well, whatever Johnny wants to do, mod wise or Minecraft wise or anything like that, I'll let him make the pick on what we do for Minecraft shenanigans next year. But overall, I got very little planned that I feel comfortable in sharing. I do have something in mind for later in the year, but I don't know if it'll happen. It's too early to say. Other than that, next year's going to be a pretty blank open year. More Among Us shenanigans, more streams. Expect less videos next year, and mainly just streams. If I feel like making an episode of Let's Talk, if something comes up, then you'll see it as a video. But other than that, it's just going to be more streams next year. Maybe fewer streams, not sure. I want to do Among Us more. That was a lot of fun. Maybe more games where we just get a bunch of people involved. I think Johnny said he had like 1 or 2 games that he wanted me to play, and he wanted to get all of us involved. We'll see. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me for now. It's been a crazy year, and I just want to leave you with this message. Next year is holding the promise of being quite a very scary and violent year, with it being an election year. So that's not gonna be fun. And of course there's like all sorts of other stuff that's like all sorts of other scary nonsense that's just going on in the world. So I just wanted to leave you with this little bit of comfort. Regardless of what happens next year, God has a plan. He's in control, and he's gonna make sure to take care of his followers. Those of his children, I should say, not followers. Because he does love us like children. He loves me, he loves you watching this. If you don't know him, I suggest you do, because, I don't know, if you're like me and you're going through rough time, stress, then he could be there for you. I know I need more of the Lord in my life. And although yes, this year has been a good year spiritually, it definitely could have been better. It could have been far greater. Now, at the end of last year in 2022, I prayed that the following year would be the best year ever. And the Lord, I think the Lord answered that prayer, but not in the way I was expecting it. He answered that prayer not in the terms of like worldly success, but more of spiritual success. And I praise him for it. It's been a huge blessing this year, and I'm looking forward to next year. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me for now. Thank you guys for listening to this little recap, going back to the past several months. It's been a good year, and I'll see you next time.